Hey y'all, welcome to episode 70. This is Anambla. Just a little housekeeping before the episode starts. I am so freaking grateful for all of the support in 2025. And for those of you that have been here since 2024, I am so grateful for you. If you would please subscribe if you're watching here on YouTube. If you are listening from Apple Podcasts, please follow the show and rate it if you enjoy. If you're listening on Spotify, please do the same. It would really mean so much to me. Thank you so much and enjoy this week's episode. Bye! Hi everybody, welcome back to Zesty Thoughts with your host Anambla. Welcome to episode 70. Happy New Year! I hope everyone is having an amazing 2026 so far. I have really started off all of my annual kind of 2026 semi-resolutions off very strong, so I'm very proud of myself. It's definitely my official dub of the week. I've already written a song this week. I've already posted a cover. I already did a little content day photo shoot with my bestie. So Zesty is up in 2026, y'all. You have no clue. I have some sessions in the works to work on music, so I'm super excited for the new year. New year, new pod set editions. I wanted to share with y'all. These were actually here last week and I just forgot to share them with y'all. So right here I have my little cookie. I got this in Puerto Rico. He's so cute. And then I have another little frog up here next to the sunflower. I've actually had that frog since I was little. And I think it's magnetic, just like the cookie is, but it's I don't know if it's meant to go on a I don't know if maybe I'm aging myself by saying this. Does anybody remember when cars had antennas and you would put a little ball at the top? I remember when I was little, the Jack in the Box, a little head of the Jack in the Box from Jack in the Box was really popular to put on the top, but that was a thing. So it's giving that. That's kind of what I think it was initially for, was to wrap around an antenna. But anyway, it's so cute. And oh my gosh, the best of all, this was part of my Christmas gift this year. It's so freaking cute and quaint. I'm gonna see if I can just zoom in on that and get y'all a close-up. So next to my soft album art, we have a little frog situation happening here. It's so freaking cute. I put my little quartz crystal next to it, but it's a little frog with a latte or tea. And it has a little chair, and then this frog is reading with a cup of joe with and it rocks a little rocking chair, and there's a cat with them. The cat is so cute. And then there's this little table with more coffee and a little lamp. And then my student gave me this plant, and I thought it was the perfect addition. It's giving between two ferns. So oh my gosh, my parents got me that. I think it's so cute. So those are my new additions to the pod set, new year, new trinkets, right? Okay, on to the next segment of the pod. In last week's episode, I did an incomplete album review for y'all for Cuco's most recent album, Ridin. I'm so sorry. There's literally gardeners right now. This always freaking happens right when I want to record, right? So I'm sorry if you hear them. I'm going to try to filter them out in the background, but I'm pretty sure they're going to come right by my window. Cool. Anyway, so I wanted to complete the review because I finished the rest of the album. So I listened to Cuco's album Ridin. It's an alternative category. Cuco is an LA-based artist. He sings in both English and Spanish. He's from Inglewood, and his music is so just so cute and romantic. I love it. So I listened to the new album. I finished it this week, and I saved 7 out of the 17 songs, 41% save rate, which I think is pretty good. And then I put another note in here that I thought it was very cinematic. That was kind of my one word to sum up the whole album. Definitely cinematic. I could literally picture half of the songs on the album in film and or television. So I really liked it. I saved I Can Never Break Your Heart, My 45, Para Ti, Don't Be So Rude, Si Un Corazón, Dreamin', that's my favorite. I put 3 stars next to that. And then Angel. So those are my faves. I highly recommend y'all go listen to it. I will link the album links in the bio and Cuco's Instagram and stuff. Go check it out. If you have not heard of Cuco yet, I'm putting you on, girl. You're going to love it. All right. So part of my goals, as I'm sure you've heard if you watched last week's episode, one of my goals for 2026 is to read a book a month. So I started with, I'm grabbing it right here. I literally have the copy right here because I've been reading it, right? Okay. Already made a little dent, y'all. So my bestie M, we saw each other for New Year's, was like, girl, if you could recommend just one book to me to read this year, what would it be? Like if you could only recommend one book. Okay. I know it's like a very hard question to ask. She's also like way more of a reader than I am. So I think that's like a harder question for her of all people. But she like pretty much with zero hesitation was like, you have to read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Okay. So I was like, all right, girl, I'm going to take your word for it. She kind of briefly gave me like a small synopsis and read some of the quotes and stuff here. And she was like, no, literally, girl, this book like got me out of a reading slump. Like it changed my life. It's just so like comforting, I guess. And I resonate with that already. I'm about 70 pages in. And yeah, so I don't know if this is like an unofficial Zesty Book Club. If anybody else wants to join me, I know it's like a few days into the month already, but hopefully you're a faster reader than I am and you can catch up, right? I literally 70 pages in would already recommend it. So go check it out. Oh my God, read it with me. Like I said, The Gardeners, right? I don't know if anybody else has weeks like this where they're like, I have to get everything done. And I already had my schedule. Mind you, my windows are closed, okay? I already had my schedule like planned out for all of my things that I need to do. All of my resolutions, all my daily goals, my streaks that I'm trying to keep, right? And then this just gets thrown and this just gets thrown. And then I'm just like, I have people coming in town. Like it's just all piled up at once. So it's kind of one of those days, right? Where I'm like, I have 500 things to do and then this. But I'm just going to keep talking, just going to roll with it. I'm going to try my best to filter it out. Okay. So please be patient with me. I'm sorry if there's a little bit of gardener background noise. I apologize. So anyway, I already recommend this, like I said. So honestly, maybe I'll link like the Barnes and Noble, Kindle. I don't know. How do y'all read books? I'm not like a reader really like that. I prefer like the physical thing. Although if it's hefty enough, I will opt for the audiobook because this is like almost 400 pages. I feel like 500 plus. I like mentally, I will have like a block. And I like will not like, I don't know. I will just be resistant to reading something that's that long. So, but yeah, maybe I'll link it below. I'll put it in the description. Like I said, I literally love it. And I'm like, and because I have a busy week, it's like annoying me because I'm like, oh, I want to just sit down and read it. So I'm trying to read it every chance I get. I literally went to the gym yesterday. I was like, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm literally going to bring my book to the gym and be one of those people that reads on the treadmill. It was like, I felt like so cringe doing it, but it was kind of nice. I just put that baby on incline, speed like 3. Sometimes I can do 3.5, but mama was not feeling awake yet, right? But yeah, I just popped it on and I read like a good chunk while I was there. So I'm probably just going to be multitasking like that because this year's already looking to be like one of those years where I'm just going to have so much stuff that I want to do that I'm going to have to double up, baby. But I feel like I'm good at multitasking, low-key. And the noise cancellation was giving, and I put on my meditation sleep playlist, and that was like, it got me so centered and zen and just canceled everything out, and I was just vibing and walking and sweating. Okay. Anyway, so maybe, I don't know, I guess this is like an unofficial Zesty Book Club. So y'all should like grab this and read it with me. I literally would love that. Anywho, on to the next topic of today's pod. I have categories, mind you guys, for my segments for the podcast. And I try my best to fill out a majority of the categories. Sometimes I don't really have a hot toddy take, so I'll just ignore it. Sometimes I won't have, a thirst or whatever. Who am I lying? I always have a thirst of the week. That's like the most consistent segment. And I almost always have a review for y'all. But my one category, clips of the week, I literally like couldn't even think of one. And then I realized it was because I like haven't been doom scrolling, which is amazing. And I literally wrote down none because the doom scrolling has been down to a steep minimum. Okay. I did download the Opal app. I'm loving it. I think like the app blocking on the actual iPhone is like not enough for me. Okay. So Opal is fantastic. I'm just using the free version and I'm doing like the block every night from 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. Okay. Because I'm usually up before 9 and then it's like I can't use it until 9. So that means that I either have to like actually physically get up and out of bed and like do things, or I have to like read, right? Because there's like nothing to do on my phone until then. So it has been very helpful in me trying to stick to my goals and my daily tasks and be more productive and just like not doom scroll in the morning. That's kind of the main thing that I really needed to work on, and a big problem that I needed to solve in my life. And it's been very helpful. So shout out to the Opal app. This is just like a podcast full of ads. I realized, ew, they're not even actual ads. Run me my money. Run me my money, okay? But anyway, I love the app, so check it out if you also are like me and you have like no self-control with your phone. So no clips of the week. Sorry about it. Okay. I watched the first season of House of Guinness, y'all. So for those of you that don't know, your girl is Irish, okay? Anobla is an Irish name. For those of you that don't know, I know some people like see it and they're like, huh? Because of the accent. In the Irish language, there are like accents. So that is from that. Yeah, I actually have family members in like the 1800s. No, probably earlier than that, like 1700s, 1600s. I know I looked at a family tree when I was in Ireland last time with a family member, and there were like family members way back when that used that name, but then like it stopped and then no one's used it since, and I was like, period, I'm gonna bring it back. So that's where the name comes from. I'm Irish. And so when I saw that there was going to be a show about the Guinness family, I was very intrigued. Okay, I do love Guinness. I'm not really like much of a beer person, like in general. If I'm going to a Dodger game, I'll have a mango cart, right? Mango cart's kind of like my go-to because it's manageable. Like I said, I'm not a beer person. But I'm also a fan of Guinness. I wasn't really when I was younger, like when I first tried it, I wasn't really a huge fan of it. But it's grown on me over the years, and I think it is probably my favorite beer other than like Mango Cart. I think they're like tied because they're so different. You know, you can't even like compare the two. So yeah, anyway, I was super intrigued when I saw that they were making a show about the Guinness family. And so I was like gnawing at the bars of my enclosure to like watch it. And I was super excited to watch it. I watched it with my parents, and it's really good. It's very well done. The acting is impeccable. There's drama, there's tea, there's scandal. It's so amazing. I don't know how historically accurate like those facts about the family are, because apparently like one of the Guinness descendants has like come out publicly and been like, what the fuck? Like basically saying that things were like misrepresented. Who knows? I mean, it's television. Like, filmmakers really take liberties when it comes to making stuff like this because you have so much time to fill with dialogue and whatever and character development, and like obviously the person's not alive. So there's only so much you can do, right? To like emulate that. But I think it's really well done. I absolutely love the cast. It's starring Anthony Boyle, who I literally love and I'm obsessed with. I didn't even like realize also, side note, I didn't realize that he was the same actor in Dairy Girls. I don't know how that didn't register, which also I'm sorry I'm not caught up with. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry to my Irish fan, but I'm not caught up with Dairy Girls, which I thought was so cute. Maybe I'll catch up with that and like have a formal review for y'all. But yeah, I didn't realize that he was in Masters of the Air. I was like, huh? But he's such a sweetie and I love him in this. The stash is eating down. I'm sorry, the stash eats. It eats. I feel like he should keep it in real life. It's kind of giving. And then Neve McCormick. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm sorry. I do not know Irish. The pronunciations are not going to give, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure it's Neve. Her name is spelled Niamh. Okay, I'm going to look it up. Girl, did my ancestors give me that one? Did they give me that? How do you pronounce this name? I'm going to look it up. I'm obsessed with her. Her hair in the show, oh my God, is literally heavenly. Name, pronunciation, okay, I'm pretty sure it's Neve. Please be Neve. Oh, okay. Wait, I was like kind of right. It says the Irish name, AI overview says the Irish name Neve is pronounced like Neve or Neve. Oh, leave. Rhyming with leave, but with a slight V at the end. Neve. Yeah. Oh my God, period. I clocked it. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, I'm literally obsessed with her. Her hair in this is like ridiculous. It's so pretty. And then James Norton. I love James Norton. I'm a huge fan of him. So when I saw him in this, I was like, right. Okay, casting A plus, and his character in this, yeah, period. And then this cutie Louis Partridge, who I am now a fan of. I love him. Emily Farron is like crazy in this. So, oh, and then me and my friends are watching this, and freaking Jack Gleason from Game of Thrones came on screen, and I was like, me and my dad were like, it's shithead because he plays Joffrey in Game of Thrones, and that was like our nickname to him was shithead. But anyway, his character is giving leprechaun. Me and my mom and dad were like, oh my God, it's giving leprechaun. It's the vibes of leprechaun going on. He's like super fucking like stereotypical Irish, even the fit, everything. Oh my God. It's like kind of comical. I guess you could say his character has like a little bit of comedic relief in the show because it is like a drama, but it's so freaking good. I'm really, really hoping and praying that it gets renewed for season 2 because I do want to like learn more about like the family, and like obviously I could just go and do that research myself, but it's just so like steamy and like dramatic, and just like there's so much tea that I need a second season. So I'm really, really hoping that there is one. It's really interesting, like the time it's set in. It's like after the original founder of Guinness, Arthur Guinness the first, I think, has passed away, and then like his kids inherit the business and the brewery, and but it's set in like the mid 1800s, so it's like post famine. And there's just like a lot of political turmoil. The Fenians are like wreaking fucking havoc, right? And there's a lot of Irish that left because of the famine. And so there's a lot of Irish in the United States, essentially, that went there to like not die, right? Because a lot of fucking people died. And it's such an interesting like point of view, I guess. It's like largely about Guinness's expansion to the US and how the Fenians and like rebellion and like kind of the political turmoil at the time, they were able to like take advantage of that and expand to a US market, and just expand internationally in general. But I low-key feel like what the show is hinting at, maybe I'm like misinterpreting it, but like that the expansion into the United States specifically is kind of what put Guinness on the like global map. Because I think they were at the time already exporting to like parts of Europe, like the UK for sure, but I don't know 100%. But like politically, it's kind of interesting. So like I want to do more research about the Guinness family's like relationship to like Irish politics and the lore behind that. So I don't know, it's like very interesting. It makes me kind of want to like do more research. I know like basic stuff about like the history of Ireland, but like detailed stuff like this I think is very interesting, and I'd love to see more films and more television being made around this timeline. I feel like there probably is a lot, and I just like haven't gone into it really deep, but I think it's interesting. That's another reason why I think I kind of like it, is because I just like want to learn more about that time in history that, you know, really affected like a lot of like my ancestors and a lot of like my people. You know, it was like a very defining, I guess, time in Ireland's history, how they responded to that famine, and, you know, and then pretty much everything after. And then obviously the 20th century was like also a very defining moment. So I think it just like interests me in general. If you have any remote interest in like the history of Ireland, there's like some historical things that I think are kind of interesting in this. So maybe you will also like it just for that reason. But yeah, anyway, y'all, that is gonna wrap up today's episode. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful first week of 2026, and I hope you have a fun weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.